Hello and welcome to the railway again. As promised, we've got some Hornby E2s to show you. There's the London, Brighton and South Coast one, which was the original release. There's the next one they released, which was 104, and then came the black one, 103, and then years and years and years and years and years and years later came this one, which is, I don't know, is that number 326 they're calling that one. And so let's start off with a double-headed train, and cross your fingers, hope it all goes well. I did have some buffer locking when I had two of these going before, but they're very close. Look at that. I think the one in front is slightly faster than the one behind, so I think we've solved that problem. Number 100, he came out in 1979, largely in response to Airfix and Mainline offering up more detailed locomotives. So you'll see on these that they've got a bit more detail on them than the normal Ginty would have had at the time, I think. So if we stop and we'll have a look and see what extra sort of details they put on them compared to their normal. So here we are. So you've got separately fitted handrails on this one, and not much going on. You have got brake blocks there, you can see there's one there, and there's one at the front as well. So a feature they didn't bother with before. They came with a crew, which is still in the box actually on this one, and these little vacuum pipes. Sometimes I put them on, but in the case of this one, I haven't, so I think it's still in an unopened bag in the box. But and you've got a separately fitted whistle there. You've got quite good detail on this loco. The decoration's pretty good. You've got some looks like it might be a Westinghouse pump on the right hand side, and something else on this side as well. Yeah, I think the delivery is quite well applied on these. And you've got a cab. I don't know if there's much detail to be seen. Let's go in. There is a little bit. You've got the back head of the boiler there, you can plainly see that. And there is some little bits of detail on that. And also, I think you can see it through there, the handbrake. I think that's what that is in there. Why am I seeing things? No, I think that's a handbrake there, on top of there. Yeah, that is. Let's have a look with this one in that side. Oh, it's awfully difficult to get focus on these things, but can't quite see it. Hold on. Oops. Maybe I'm seeing things. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that one came out in '79. Then this one, I think '81, possibly. I think that ran for 2 or 3 years in London, Brighton, South Coast livery. Maybe this one was about '84. And maybe that one was '85, and then it finished until last year, I suppose. And they gave us this, which, whilst not being strictly accurate, is still quite a nice little loco to have. I've never had anything in South Eastern and Chatham livery before, so that makes a change. So let's get some things moving again. We'll get this double header going. And we'll get this black one going. Let's pick up a little train of goods wagons. Right, and off we go with those. Excellent finish on that one, lovely. Like the finish on a grand piano, that is. They've all got, well, apart from the new one from last year, they've all got XO4 motors in them with the plastic worm rather than the brass one. So they're a little bit quieter than the older XO4 motors. So what we'll do now is we'll get the new one to come out and pick up those carriages. So we'll pause it there. Okay, so we've magically got rid of the other two and put them in different places. So we'll get that one out onto the main line. There, stop there. We'll change this, no, not that one. We'll change this point here. buckle up here. There we go. And he of course has got the well, comparatively modern Type 7 motor, or Type M as they call it now. The black one does look superb, doesn't it? Excellent. Okay, so I said I was going to do some E2s, and we have. So let's stop the newish one over there. Yeah, so, and if we change these points, seeing as we're on a southern kind of a day today, we'll have a look at Winston Churchill. I can't remember the number of this one, but I'll put it in the title. But this is in malachite green. This is from 1970-ish. And it's got a smoke unit in there, as you can see, which adds a bit of weight to the front, and it's one that you can't get into and it doesn't work, so that's a shame. And in the 1970 catalogue it says it draws 900 milliamps, which is quite a lot, but I tested it on my track, and because the smoke unit's not working, it's drawing about 450 to 500 milliamps. It was about I don't know why it draws so much current, but probably maybe the weight, I don't know, it is quite heavy. So we should be all systems go with this one now. And this has got the old Exo4 motor with the brass worm and the brass gear, so she is noisy. She's been serviced and everything, best that I can do, so it is much quieter without the body on this one. It really does make a big difference, so it must just be the shape of that body that gives it that noise. And it really does sound at times like a bag of nails. But yeah, it's still a great locomotive, I think. And it's fairly accurate as well for the time when it was released. We'll see if we can get a tracing around here for a little while. We'll see if we can get a close-up of this one. In a minute, we'll come round here. Right. And we'll bring him round the front, and we'll have a closer look. Excuse my camera phone wobbling in all directions. So we'll park him up here, a bit further forward, please. Thank you. Out of the way of the GPO equipment. So let's start at the back. On this one we've got a nice tender with two ladders at the back and the electric lights. featured on the back there, and the routing of the wires to the electric lights as well. That's all there. So that's pretty good. It's got a reasonably shiny finish as well, and that's quite a good match, that malachite green, for these modern coaches, which go back to the late 70s as well. And you've got, as you can see a bit of detail in the cab. So it's not a bad model at all, really. And there's the nameplate, the famous nameplate of the man himself, Winston Churchill. It was a bit of a filthy, mucky little engine, this, when I got it. Still a little bit dirty, but I did give it a good clean up. And the wheels are they're pretty good. They're not the shiny ones, but with the shiny tyres. But I think these look quite good actually, like this. Bit of rust there on the axle. So yeah, at this point they didn't put, because this was released originally in British Railways livery, they haven't got that sort of circular plaque on the front, on the smoke box door that southern locomotives had of this type, which is a shame. Probably get hold of one though, I might try and do that. But I'm reasonably pleased with this model. It lives up to all the expectations you would have in 1970. You know, you probably couldn't wish for much more than this at the time. Anyway, you can now. Yeah, so that's that one. So we'll get him going again. And I've just thought, a quick tip, if you're wiring your layout, you'll notice I've got a siding here, a dead end siding here, and I've got another one here as well. And what I've done is, I mean, you don't have to wire these in, because obviously if you've got it set for the main line, you're not going to be able to feed current into both of them at the same time, but you can. So you can run an engine from this one straight in to that one over there with the points set against the main line, and all you do is you put a clip, let's just shove this along a little way, put a clip in there, see that? And that is an old guitar string, which you can use guitar strings for all sorts of jobs on the railway. So yeah, just thought I'd let you into that little secret. It saves you buying those track clips, which they recommend if you're going to go DCC. You put the clips in both sides of the point so they become totally non-isolating. They just become live in both directions. But if you just do it on half, in this situation like this, where you almost sort of want the current to go back on itself, then it's ideal just to put that in there. So just sort of give you that little tip. Right, I think that's the end of this video really. We're getting on a bit, 19 minutes so far it says on my phone, so this is going to take hours to load up. Anyway, hope you're all enjoying the weather. It's nice and bright outside, and I'll be back in about a week. I'm off for a few days till next weekend, so if you don't see another video, that's why. But anyway, I'll probably do another one for next weekend. Okay, so bye for now, everyone.
brilliant.